showing right now on the screen. I'll make it full screen here. I'm logging into our SCA product, which is called Cast Highlight. Cast Highlight, like we've been talking about, acts like a control tower for applications. And as you'll see here on this home screen, it's producing insights in multiple categories, not just about open source. So very quickly, I'll touch on how you've got a category of insights around what we call software health. This is analyzing the custom or proprietary code, not the open source code. This is the custom code being written by developers and providing insights on things like resiliency, agility, complexity, technical debt to help improve the health of the software, make it perform better, make it more resilient, et cetera. So that's one area. Cloud ready, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but what this is looking at is generating insights on how ready a software application is to be migrated to the cloud in a cloud native state, or take advantage of what's called platform as a service, right? So it's looking inside the code, understanding it, and identifying how ready it is to go to the cloud. Open source safety, this is a category that's all about SCA, or software composition analysis. That's where we'll spend most of our time today. And then our newest category is called green impact, where it's looking at how sustainable is the software, right? Are there things going on in the software that are unnecessarily making it use more resources, consume more energy, and ultimately emit more carbon into the environment? So that's a new area of the product as well. But today we're going to focus on open source safety. Now, just to set the stage, a couple of things. All of the dashboards that I'm going to demonstrate for you in the next couple of minutes are generally driven by two inputs. Number one, primarily a scanning of the code and the application build and the dependency files, et cetera. So that's what we've been talking about. But we also have a second input that we use to enhance the analytics. We will add more contextual information about the applications by pulling in data from other systems like an enterprise architecture system or CMDB, or we have a built-in survey capability for capturing information about each application. For example, the business impact of each application. Because if you have dozens or hundreds or thousands of applications, they're not all the same level of importance to the organization. So you might want to focus on applications that have a higher business impact to the company than other applications in the portfolio. This is one, just to highlight one thing, one very unique difference between Cast Highlight versus other traditional SCA players like a Black Duck or a Checkmarks. The fact that we also are adding that business context on top of the technical, automated technical insights that are generated by analyzing the code base. So let's see how the combination of those two actually come into play. So if I click on this open source safety tile, it's going to bring me to, let's start off at the control tower view, a portfolio level view that's looking across all the applications. And here we have a screen that we call our portfolio advisor for open source. And what this is doing is it's looking across all of the 200 plus applications that are in this example environment, and automatically recommending priority actions for a subset of those applications. So it's looking at and identifying, for example, that there's 5 applications that need immediate attention, meaning that have multiple issues. They have critical security vulnerabilities. They have risky licenses, things of that nature. And these 5 applications also have a high business impact score. So we're going to prioritize and recommend. Cast Highlight's going to tell me, you need to start here because these are your highest business impact applications and they have multiple open source issues. So that's what that's showing me here. Then we have 11 applications here where the priority action is to fix the vulnerabilities. Again, there's a high business impact, but the issue with them is primarily vulnerabilities, security vulnerabilities. We have 3 applications here where the priority recommended action is to look at the licenses, evaluate the legal risk, right? We have 12 applications where the priority action is they're using older components, older versions of components. So you need the priority action there is to upgrade those components to the latest version. Then we have 6 applications where the business impact is lower, so they're not as important. So these you could start worrying about maybe later on in the process, but you might want to consider alternative components for these applications. Even though they have a lower business impact score, they still have some issues. And then finally, we have a group here, a couple of applications we call role models. These are applications that actually have very low risk. They're using very safe open source components. So the reason we flag this is that this could be an opportunity to learn some best practices. What components are these applications using? What practices are the development teams working on these applications using? Because they have very safe third-party frameworks and components and libraries in their applications. So we're going to bubble up those role models because maybe there's something to learn there, right? So this is one of the very unique aspects of Cast Highlight relative to other technologies out there like a Black Duck or a Checkmarks. The fact that we're not only automatically analyzing the application for technical insights like vulnerabilities,